got involved with Candlewood Lake, which most people have probably heard of that. It's a power generating lake. I got involved and I became chairman of the board of the 5-town committee that runs the lake, and I ended up going up and testifying in front of the Environment Committee a few times. And I said, geez, I'd really like to be on that side of the table. And that's where I am now. Being up there and trying to do what the people of your district and the state wants, really, it's not what I want. It's not what we want. It's what the people of the state are asking for. So that's kind of the way I approach it.
What do you think are going to be the real challenges for our communities, businesses, individuals with these targets? And what do you think is the right approach for your constituents and statewide?
I was a no vote on the bill because of I think a couple things that are missing, and this is not a slight at John at all. He and I are good friends. We work closely together. But my opposition to it is, okay, net zero, but demand's coming up. It's skyrocketing. We may have some savings if we do some energy savings things, but in the same time, we've got more and more of our economy is being powered by electric. If you're talking about heat pumps, they're high draw. AI is a high draw. There's people that we're setting up charging stations that are high draw. And we started the session with Governor Lamont speaking and talking about more natural gas coming into the state, which a lot of Western Connecticut relies upon, and more modular nuclear. So I think when I brought up an amendment during committee to include more modular nuclear in the bill, and it didn't make it through, but I think we need, if you have affordable energy in Connecticut, a rising tide will raise all boats, and it'll save money for businesses. Over the past 2 years, I have an IGA in Sherman that their electric bill went up multiplied by 3. Now, that means that the price of milk and the price of everything else goes all up along with it. If we have cheaper power, look at your biggest household expenses right now, is mortgage, insurance, electricity. And I don't have a really big house, and I don't know where this the costs are coming from, other than the 41 additional charges on your bill. But if we can get cheaper power, and that was really my opposition of 5004, is it's got some good ideas for environment, but we need the supply. We need the baseline supply to keep those turbines going. So that's the major issue I had with it. Just chime into SB 9. SB 9 has some good parts to it. My big opposition to SB 9 is we took, if no one's heard of these terms before, I don't blame you. I didn't hear it until I got up here either. It was neonicotinoids, which is a insecticide, rodenticides, which are those black boxes you see outside of a lot of places where the rodent goes in, eats the stuff, goes out, bird of prey gets it and can poison the bird of prey or other animals. So we did some changes to that, but we get SB 9, which is a resiliency bill, and talks about how to protect our shoreline communities and things like that, upgrade infrastructures. But then you got these other bills in there that are completely unrelated. And I hate when we do that, shove things into bills that are completely unrelated. During Sandy, like the Fairfield Beach area, if anyone's from down there, and you're Madison, so you know, that storm surge came in that changed a lot of the way we allow zoning and infrastructure to account for these storm surges and weather events. So that's a good part of the bill. So I think SB 9 I actually voted for, and I thought it was ended up being in a pretty good place. And so some people from some of the environmental groups who hated me yesterday were taking pictures with me today. So but it's because it's not ideological. It's about ideas that work. So when we got the bills down to ideas that work, I'll vote for it, and I'll take some heat for it. I don't really care. If it's a good idea, let's do it.
One is an extended producer responsibility program for batteries that may affect more businesses than realize initially. So I think some education on that.
Myself, and I know, John, you've probably done it too. I've gone out to these recycling facilities and these waste facilities, and you've got these batteries. Not only is it dangerous for the person who's picking up your curbside trash, and there's these batteries they're being compressed and sometimes start fires, but in the process of bringing them through the facilities, if they're run over by a forklift or something, they're sparking fires. And there's so many batteries out there right now with these vape pens, with old cell phones, with your regular cylindrical batteries. So we're trying to get the industry now is going to provide free receptacles in hardware stores, Home Depots, all these different places. And there's companies that will come and pick up and they'll get the elements out of those batteries that are still valuable. And these are Connecticut-based companies and some Connecticut waste companies that are going to benefit from this, from getting that out. And if you have we have a mattress EPR, we have a paint EPR. If you want to get rid of your paint, you can bring it to your True Value. A lot of the True Values will do that. And same thing with mattresses. So they're not on the side of the road. You can now obviously bring them to your waste facilities. And the EPR, when you buy a new mattress, you pay a little bit extra. This is the same idea. And this is another EPR that I think will work because we have so many batteries in our waste stream right now. We want to remove them, taking an extra step out of this massive problem which we have is municipal solid waste. So we're trying to tap into that every year. And I think that's why other states are talking about packaging EPRs, which sometimes scare me. I need to know a little bit more about it. But if now we have packaging that we can't use in Connecticut, but other states are using, will limit what can get on our shelves. But I know we're going to probably be talking about it next year or the year after.